Have you ever wondered why you can't make ends meet? Or why you're not financially stable, even though you've had a good income? In this video, you'll find 7 valuable principles that will change your financial situation. Our story begins in 1979, when 2 psychologists changed forever the way we understand economics. They did it with a revolutionary theory that emerged not in a business school or an economics lab, but from a conversation between colleagues who thought differently. Their idea was simple but powerful. Humans don't make financial decisions rationally, and that irrationality has patterns. Thus was born a theory that crumbled decades of traditional economic thinking. The story begins in Jerusalem in 1969. Daniel Kahneman, a young psychology professor, invited Amos Tversky to give a talk at Hebrew University. The topic of the lecture was how people estimate probabilities and make decisions. Both were interested in understanding human judgment, but from different angles. During the talk, Kahneman disagreed with some parts of Tversky's presentation. However, instead of walking away, they dove into a stimulating intellectual discussion and decided to keep talking. That talk turned into a collaboration that would last for years and leave a lasting mark on behavioral science. Back then, economics was built on a simple idea, that we humans act rationally and we make choices that give us the most benefit. The economic man model, or econ, was the cornerstone of most economic models. But there was a big problem. Real people don't act that way. We panic and sell when the markets drop. We hold on to losing investments, hoping to get our money back. We pay $5 or more for coffee we could make at home for 50 cents. Kahneman and Tversky wanted to know why, time and time again, we stray from rational behavior. They designed brilliant experiments with simple questions that revealed deep flaws in human reasoning. These errors weren't random. They followed predictable patterns, almost as if our brains were wired to make mistakes in certain ways. One of their most famous experiments presented a hypothetical situation. A deadly disease threatens the lives of 600 people. 2 programs are proposed. Program A: 200 people will be saved. Program B: there is a 1/3 probability that all 600 people will be saved, and a 2/3 probability that no one will be saved. 72% of the people surveyed chose option A. The experiment showed that most people preferred certainty when it came to saving lives. Then they rephrased the same problem with the same outcome, but presented it differently. Program C: 400 people will die. Program D: there's a 1/3 chance that nobody dies and a 2/3 chance that 600 people die. This time, 78% of the people chose option D. The experiment showed that when faced with potential losses, people preferred to take a risk. What this showed was surprising. Our decisions change based on how the choices are presented to us. If we feel like we're winning, we look for safety. If we feel like we're losing, we gamble. This idea went against everything traditional economics assumed. Before we continue, we need your help. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps us a lot to create more content for you. Just move your cursor, click the subscribe button, leave your comments and share it with your friends. Thank you. After a long series of experiments, in 1979, Kahneman and Tversky published their most influential work, Prospect Theory, an analysis of decision under risk. They published it in the prestigious journal Econometrica, not in a psychology journal because they wanted to speak directly to economists. Prospect Theory explained how we make decisions using concepts like reference points. We judge outcomes as gains or losses compared to a previous reference. Loss aversion. A loss hurts more than a gain of the same size feels good. Diminishing sensitivity, the more we gain or lose, the less impact each additional change has on us. One of the most impactful discoveries was loss aversion. Losing $100 hurts more than the joy of gaining $100. That's why investors tend to hold on to stocks that are going down, hoping they'll go back up, and they sell the ones that go up too quickly for fear of losing what they've gained. They also explained the endowment effect. Once we own something, we value it more. This happens so often in experiments that it explains why we don't want to sell things, even if someone offers us more than we paid for them. The consequences of their theory were huge. Market bubbles and crashes could be understood from a psychological perspective. The consumer wasn't always rational. Economic models needed to consider actual human behavior. The idea of the rational actor was teetering. However, the resistance was immediate. Many economists clung to the idea that even if individuals were irrational, the markets would correct those errors. The debate between traditional economics and behavioral economics lasted for decades. Over time, their ideas took hold. Behavioral economics became an influential field of study. Their work inspired new generations of researchers, and little by little, economic models started to better reflect how we really behave. In 1996, Amos Tversky passed away. He didn't get to see the full impact of his work. 6 years later, in 2002, Daniel Kahneman received the Nobel Prize in Economics, an amazing achievement for a psychologist. The committee acknowledged that had he been alive, Tversky would have received it too. Today, prospect theory has gone beyond economics. It's used in medicine when a doctor presents treatment options, marketing in how prices are set and products are promoted, politics in how decisions are communicated to the public, investing in how clients are advised. This all started with a conversation between two brilliant minds who dared to question what everyone took for granted. And in that questioning, they found a new way to understand human beings. Now we will see the 7 economic principles, but keep in mind that we are not economics professionals or financial advisors. But based on the brilliant study that these scientists carried out, we can give you the following ideas to solve your economic problems. First, don't make decisions when you're scared or overly excited. Why? The theory shows that when we feel like we're losing, we take more risks, and when we feel like we're winning, we become more careful. Tip: wait until you're calm before making important decisions, especially during times of crisis or financial euphoria, like big market drops or rises. Second, watch out for loss aversion. Why? Losses hurt us more than the pleasure of a gain of the same size. Tip: don't hold on to an investment just because you've already lost money. Objectively, evaluate if it still makes sense to keep it without dwelling on what you've already lost. Third, sell with logic, not with panic. Why? Many people sell winning investments too soon for fear of losing their gains. Tip: have an investment plan and stick to it. Don't make impulsive decisions just because you're afraid that everything will fall apart. 4. Avoid falling into the endowment effect. Why? We overvalue what we already own, which prevents us from selling or exchanging something, even if there are better options. Tip: be aware of this bias when you refuse to sell something. Ask yourself, would I pay this much for this if I didn't already own it? 5th, change your focus. Think in different frames. Why? How choices are presented as a gain or a loss changes our decisions. Tip: reframe your financial decisions from multiple angles. For example, don't just think about earning more, but also about avoiding losing value with inflation. 6th, automate important decisions. Why? Our brains make systematic mistakes. Tip: automate things like monthly savings or scheduled investments. This way you prevent your emotions from interfering. 7th, accept that you are not always rational. Why? One of Kahneman's greatest contributions was showing us that we think we are rational, but we are not. Tip: don't blindly trust your financial intuition. Seek second opinions, data and advice before making important decisions. Remember, understanding how you think is the first step to improving how you manage your money. Kahneman and Tversky left us an invaluable lesson. Our minds can work against us, but if we understand them, we can make better financial decisions. Thanks for watching the video to the end. Please leave your comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Thank you.